So I will continue with the same session that has been thrown quite some time ago. Uh, I'll clock the time because it's little late today. I've woken up very late. It is Tuesday. It is the 22nd of July 2025. Rahu, Moon, and Mars. Rahu spoils the Moon. Rahu and Mars is not a great combination. In my horoscope, actually, Rahu and Mars is in the seventh house, in the sign of the Sun. And there is an exchange between the seventh house and the 10th house. So, Rahu and Mars in the sign of Leo. And in the 10th house, in the house of Scorpio, is Sun. So, that's my D9 chart. Okay. Now, the point is, we're close to noon. So I have not yet touched the pendulum. I finished my prayers, finished whatever needed to be done. I don't know whether at this point in time I should tell you the dream. So I will first tell you the dream. So what is the dream I have had? I had a dream this morning. So this is why I have woken up late. Okay, I would have woken up. I've hardly done anything since I've woken up except getting dressed. Yeah, that's all I've done. I've woken up, I've had tea, I got dressed, and I thought it should be 9 in the morning or max 10, 10, 15. I was very surprised it was nearly 11 when I got here. So then I understand I woke up pretty late. I woke up late because I had a dream. What's the dream? I see a dream in which there is a baby who is very fair, cute, round, fair, very sweet baby. Looks like from a very nice house, and fair, round, and well fed, under age 1. But that baby starts cleaning. I don't understand how it starts brushing things out. So I say, how does this happen? But I don't bother because I'm in deep sleep. Then that changes, and I am taken to Suman Towers, 1401 Suman Towers, where I say I moved in two instances. Other than that, we go once in a blue moon to the to meet our mom, and it's a apartment bought so we can spend the weekend with our mom during the time when we are in school. But it is bought before that, but we moved to a 2 BHK so that we can now spend the weekends with my mom, Barsha, myself, and my mom. That again happens, the exchange, it's not exchange, it's basically upgrading from a 1 BHK to a 2 BHK in the same society grounds. Now, that was taken to the 14th floor after the 13th floor. So I see the 14th floor, not the 13th floor. Over there, what I see is there's a man sleeping across the bed. And he looks like my dad, but it's a mix between my dad and RNL. Sindhis are Sindhis, so Sindhi. So Sindhis are Sindhis. So it's looking like my dad. He's like sleeping across the bed, but he's got good. He's not thin and lean and sickly. He's pretty prosperous and looking okay. He's got his body and all seems fine. So he's just sleeping across. But before seeing him, I see that some oil has fallen on the floor, and that oil needs to be removed. So whoever is superimposed on me starts removing the oil. But then what happens is I look out at the window. They're like sliding windows. And there's a seat which is done with the marble just at the window itself. And from there is a broken pipe. That broken pipe sends a lot of the water into the house. So it's like a broken pipe with lots of water, clean water. It's the building water. That pipe sends the water into the living room, and the whole place gets flooded. So I don't know how that happens. And next to me, there is a girl looking exactly like Sonam for whatever reason. That is Anil Kapoor's daughter. Yet I don't understand how she can be Anil Kapoor's daughter. And there is one more girl or one more boy who I can't see, I can't make out who they are. I'm not sure who they are. The three of us, and including, because I can see whoever's surrounding me, I can't see who I'm imposed on, start removing that water. Okay, and that's when I look into the bedroom, and in the bedroom I say, hey, 1 minute, this elderly man is sleeping. So I say, what was this dream all about? Did this happen behind my back? Was Suman Towers used by somebody else without my knowledge? Or did someone manipulate it? Second, this girl who's looking like Sonam, did she replace Sonam in time to come? Because for RNL, we got he was jailed, as in he was kept under house arrest somewhere. But whenever people are kept in one place, then there are shapeshifters of theirs doing damage outside. So, what was it all about? Or was this telling us about a timeline where replicas entered into some societies and started causing damage for the originals? So, anyway, that being said, we move on. This is where we put off the reading yesterday. RFTF, Government of India Rot Cam, Blue Nexus Zero. Or maybe it is something to do with ER and JA. Whatever it is, it's in very poor taste and it is foul play, for which you are not going to be spared. If the perpetrator was poverty ridden, made a mess of our homes, you supported him, now you're messing around with us for no rhyme or reason, you'll get double the time of what they get. And there is no other way. Okay, so the Government of India rot connected with Rocky Fernandez and Tony Fernandez regarding JAYA.ADVANI on a cam, connected with the Blue Nexus, connected with the ER. There is something over here that some rotten people have taken extra advantage of. And they have done it from the time I was in the 8th standard, 9th standard, which goes back to 1988 onwards. I've been told that whatever grabbing happened, it happened in 1987. And on the back of it, some shits brought in their replicas into our home. And from then onwards, intercepting of calls, intercepting of communication, intercepting of letters, presenting themselves as the insiders but are with the idea, outsiders with the idea of stealing. This is all that has happened. I am not intelligence that I am supposed to sort it. I am that to whom you cause damage to, for which whoever did the damage, yes, that woman may be my mom. So whoever did the damage, whichever manner you did the damage, whatever was done by the miscreants, you will spend double the time in Nark for making them do that wrong activity. Not to mention, you have to now walk on your nose because you have defamed me from the time I was a 13-year-old child. You always talk about the mother-daughter team. Though you willfully are a defaulter, for being that, I will willfully ensure that when you are rotting in Nark, the only home you ever have is shit. And the only form you get is bacteria and germ in that shit. One of the 15 Narks. Till you don't pay your time off, no other form will be awarded to you. Alright? Okay, this may have to do with Cyrus because that is employee material 2 generations over from Bandra East slums. Rot is rot. As a employee in the Advani household, working for my grandmother, his grandmother, working for my father, his mother, Rosie Fernandez. The 2 sons, Rocky Fernandez, Tony Fernandez, have the knowledge from, probably depends when their grandmother was working in the kitchen with my grandmother or for my grandmother. So if the secretary called Rosie Fernandez in the home of number 4 Jaswell, first floor 9 New Marine Lines, Bombay 20, has worked there even for, she's supposed to have worked there even before I was born, or yeah, she was there even before I was born. I was born in 73. Her mother also has worked before in the kitchen. She has worked in the home office. So how much do they know about our family? If over 2 generations they worked at the Advani household, how much do they know about our entire setup? After all, the home and the office were running from one address. Now, if she's a secretary, she knows how to write letters. She knows how to answer letters. Her job primarily was to fill out the checks, fill out the whatever that checkbook, slipbook, whatever, write the challans. Whoever's coming for, picking the checks, give it to them, do the little accounting or registry stuff, write the letters. Her day used to go that way only. So, writing on my behalf is possible. To be able to go out of your way to rot, I don't think we are a blue nexus. Maybe Cyrus Mistry thinks he's a blue nexus. I don't know. I don't think I am. I'm very, I have been told I've been stolen from without my knowledge at the year 1987, done by some very ugly people who took what was mine and then made that the business for reinvesting the stolen wealth into Mo East, all the way into Bezos' camp. And along the way has recruited the who's who at the bottom of the pyramid, from school going children to college going children, the biggest rot from the cinema industry. Then some shitty people who have got jobs in corporates and journalism to cover up the crime. Then little handouts to people in the entire law and order system. And that's how they have reinvested. Every time they steal, they reinvest the stolen wealth into more criminal networks. So going forward, हक से हम तुमको बता रहे हैं, I don't know about the Cyrus Mistry, I am speaking only for myself. When we do a sacrifice of giving up whatever is our due, we don't really lose it. We weaponize our wealth to put you in your place. So if it is 40 kalpas Nark and Patal, or 44 kalpas Nark Patal, 10 kalpas Nark Patal, your brother Agnello Fernandez, 26 kalpas Nark Patal, your sister 16 kalpas Nark Patal, then the smallest thing that God can do for me and the lit realm of judges can do for me is to ensure you don't move a fraction of an mm till you don't pay off your debts. And that rin and ripu that you're good at talking about, that also cheaply behaving in the most slimiest, ugliest manner ever, and your runner who runs you with the face of my mother, identity of Mrs. Anita Merchant, who is not that one who you see in India, hiding out at the Modi government. Then this entire bunch of you, 40%, the least you can do is, since you have gone on and about rin and ripu, the least you can do is pay off your debts honestly. Not because I say so, because it is in the afterlife and at spirit that you should be brought to book, and you will be brought to book till you don't pay off your actual earned debts, no matter who you are. First that you will do, then we will see anything afterwards. हमारा ट्रेड ऑफ वही है. This guy spells his name how? Cyrus, right? I am not Rohika. I don't wish to be Rohika. हमको रोना नहीं है. हम जया है. We're happy just being Jaya. Means victory. And since on both sides of my family name, my dadi is Kalavati JAYA.ADVANI. My father is Kanhaiya Lal Kalavati Advani. My grandmother, my mother is Anu पार्वती रामचंद्र सदरंगानी. I don't think I need to be रोना हमको नहीं होता है. ऑलराइट, हम जया है, तो जहाँ जया है वहाँ पे विक्ट्री है. तो विक्ट्री विथ कृष्णा, विथ पार्वती, विथ रामचंद्र, और क्या चाहिए? या रोना धोना हमसे नहीं होता है फॉर नो राइम ऑफ रीजन. नॉनसेंस. हमारा घर को क्या मेला बना दिया है, ब्लडी फ्री लोडर्स. Must be hiding out, must have worked at X at some point in time, or maybe something about him has been put up on X. Rocky Fernandez, Tony Fernandez go rot Tamil Nadu. Blue. I suppose after they have rotted Cyrus Mistri's setup, my setup through the ER, or may not be proper ER, maybe shapeshifters pretending to be ER, put into place by that version of Modi for whom Rocky Fernandez, Tony Fernandez is the nexus for putting together. Amongst all the shapeshifters who mess around non-stop, messing things and grabbing on the back of it. So I told Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, your police either do the job or they're joining these people. You're the last one on the list. They've destroyed pretty much everything. That's why I'm telling you a zillion times, you need to get your people together. You cannot follow the same stuff that you have done in the past. It's not going to help you. This crap on my hands, even children can apply glue. Preschoolers play with paint and take their hands and go and paste it here. उसके अंदर glue लगाओ, बच्चे के पे हाथ पे भी बकवास बात हो सकता है. Nothing great about it. Do your job. So you need to get the military together. You need to actually address this. Otherwise, you're joining them. You're not going to like the outcome of it. You're not getting any universal handout. Let me assure you that. And whatever your hard-earned ancestral wealth, that also you're going to be canning into the dustbin if this kind of behavior continues. Who's the frog? There's one version of Elon Musk who looks like a frog. Blue frog is in Bombay. Maybe a girl from Tamil Nadu and Rocky Fernandez went to Blue Frog pretending to be people that they were not. If you stole my report cards and grabbed my identity called JAYA.ADVANI, but I am JAYA.ADVANI from the time I was a baby. You stole my passport, stole my report cards of Fort Convent. That means whoever has grabbed it, obviously you come from a shithole. Otherwise you don't need to take other people's identity. Obviously you are hand in glove with the criminals for all the grabbing, stealing, misdemeanor that you have done on my identity. But if the fucking ER can't understand that, then that shows you that the ER must be criminals just like you. After all, when the government of India has people like Rocky Fernandez shape-shifting in it, what kind of people is he going to hire to be the ER or to be anything? So if you want criminals to run the world, so be it. You can build that nexus over here and create hell on earth. It's okay. But when that happens, don't cry and don't call out to the heavens, because nobody from there is going to listen to you. And you haven't got the earnings to go there. I'm speaking to this shitty lot. What did you say? I don't know these chaps. I don't care to know this kind of shit. Say it very openly. I don't know it. I don't know them. Their mother and grandmothers worked in my home. They have probably helped the girl who stole my passport. After 97, probably were put to work to steal even more. You dare to call yourself the Raw? But if the heavens don't view your style of functioning as appropriate and books you for being a criminal, what are you going to do? After all, when we get our birth, when we get whatever we get, surely we know how we've been brought up. Without stealing, without asking, without taking, but purely with it being given to us without us even realizing. How do people like you want to be dealt with on the back of it? is my question to you. I don't care who you are. It is my oath to you, I am going to thrash you once you leave your body. You'll never have had it worse than what you are going to go through now in the future. That also makes sure you understand, I'm not thrashing you with the thrash you are made of. You will only be brought to book for how you played it in this birth and what you actually earned. Nothing more, nothing less. That's my oath to you. Keep the bullshit minimum. Alright, I don't have time for crappy, shitty atmas that steal and stink the way you do it. Z's got to do with China. Not sure if that makes any sense. Anyway, we're going to move on from this. You know why? Because we had Sonam's dream today. On the back of RNL being jailed. So out of nowhere we've seen her. So in what context, I'd like to know. I told you Gauri we got at the very beginning connected with SRK, and I was wondering where did this come from. We also got that Government of India rogues and rot. I was wondering where from. That's the first read I have done. 2020, I think October, November, December 2020 itself, when I never used to record things, I used to just make notes of it. I didn't know it will turn out this way. So I was very surprised. I said, my God. And you know, we're used to the Gandhis, we're used to the Congress, where somehow you don't need to complain and things work pretty well. So the first time I got this, I said, oh my God, Government of India, and like this we've got. It's never happened. We've never thought, it's never happened in history. So I just took notes and left it. But the repeated stuff about the Government of India and the problems associated with it, the reasoning for it is, I guess, the shapeshifters. People who are manipulated coming from terrible backgrounds, terrible DNA, re-engineering their DNA to steal, and the nexus and the style is criminal. So you may get away with it here, but the only reason you're getting away with it over here so you can be thrashed and canned for eternity in places you can't even imagine. It's my oath to you. डांस ड्रामा से कोई गवर्नेंस होता ही नहीं है, चोरी से भी गवर्नेंस होता नहीं है. और तुमने तुम्हारा पूरा क्रिमिनल नेटवर्क वर्ल्ड वाइड भेज दिया है. ट्रंप के कैंप, पुतिन के कैंप, वहाँ पे बस डांस ड्रामा हो रहा है. Heretics, the way the Americans say it. So I don't know what it is. Over here we've got Sonam, Gauri, E, X, RC, J, Blue. Or is it a joint effort? You know why Sonam and Gauri come in? I don't want to be the bringer of bad news to you. Your Rocky Fernandez has shapeshifted for Mr. SRK, Shahrukh. Your fan movie is a joke. Their private joke regarding what they have done in many, many, many places already, known to their internal nexus. You know, fan movie? Gauri Khan should ask why her husband has to parade the baby all the time. Number one. Number two, why is he always hanging from the mesh? Is that befitting a superstar? What kind of behavior is that? Where does it come from? The Advanis definitely would not do that. Most of the Advanis are no more. So even if Nikhil Advani did shapeshift anywhere, he's no more. Same for Varsha Advani, file name Cat. She's no more. At least not in the human body. She's in spirit. Now, these guys are doing a banana republic. Among slum dwellers, you are going to decide for people who are considered to be well endowed. From the slums, you are going to decide for people. What is it? You know what you are going to be at the receiving end of when you get out of your body, so you are making the most of it now. When you get out of your body and go to the afterlife, what you consider blue, but is reward for good karma in many lifetimes, they become the lit realm of judges. I'm not saying only this lot or only this lot, but those who keep karma right. There are some who are even impoverished in this birth, may not all be rich materially, may be rich in a different sense. So they all become the lit realm of judges, or at least go to the lit realms. Then they see the damage you have caused and get a holistic view and see what you did with everything that is held sacred. So they don't do no banana republic. They go into everything that defines you, the activities done by you, and the rewards due to you. Debt, then debt. But nothing by free will. So you are doing all this because you know when you have 40 kalpas, 44 kalpas, 70 kalpas, 65 kalpas, 26 kalpas, 16 kalpas, nark patal earned by you. You know there is no way out once you're out of the body. You're making the most of it now while you can. Throwing the slash, what you consider slash, from the higher realms when given to you as a judgment for everything you are a sum total of. If it is the debts earned by you over many lifetimes, this is why you have played this filthy game. You pure filth. Have fun. These are the women this guy has shapeshifted into their beds with the faces of their husbands. I don't know what SEC is, but Elon Musk scam keeps talking about. Yeah, he's a scam. Today there is no Elon Musk. ELON MUSC is one of these two, Rocky and Tony Fernandez. Third brother called Agnello Fernandez, and one sister. Then lots of people from Regina Pacis hired by them, graduates, graduating from undergraduate qualifications, joining the East. And then that Chutta Kamwali Bai's family, starting 1987 or 1986 onwards. You want to call yourselves raw? You want to call yourselves land of spirituality? SL has been called to be an atheist. Rocky and Tony Fernandez are born to a Catholic Christian mother and father. The Marathi Kamwali Bai is supporting the ISI, is what my pendulum says. Regina Pacis undergrads, that's a convent. So that is again got to do with Catholic or Christian. You have made fun of the Bhagavad Gita and of the Shankaracharya, calling stealing, raping, grabbing assets as Advait activity, grabbing identities of people who you have stolen from, raped their wives, pretending to be shape-shifting, pretending to be the husbands, grabbing the assets, star, wife, star, Tara and Sarah. That's what I got. Right? You have held the Bhagavad Gita in the hand. I'm a business person's daughter, where your bloody mother has worked as a secretary. Your grandmother's worked as a maid for my grandmother. You are from the Bandra shit slums. You have a mother who has cried in the convent and got a place in Bayandar and then spat on that only and given a bad name to that room tenement with all whatever problems were. Between your grandmother and your mother, you have been associated with my family since when? This girl's father is married to a Hingorani girl. That means my father's sister's first marriage, her in-laws, this girl is born to the man who got married, to that man and woman who's connected to the Hingorani family. You made a bloody list because your family and you hated the Advanis, where your grandmother worked as a maid and your mother worked as a secretary. How many years have you had exposure to the Advani, Kani Advani's home? How long did you have exposure to our home? At least 25 years? 22 years? 20 years? But this is the in-laws of Kailash Advani, Mrs. Kailash Hingorani's first marriage, where she got widowed. You didn't spare them. I don't know these people. I just want to tell you one thing. Bubbles, you were sitting with your daughter at the pub where Shambhav E was there. That Shambhav E is Shambhav E because she was not yet removed. Or she was removed, I don't know. Was she even there? Wasn't she not there? I come to know about people from their behavior. The girl sitting over there was not Varsha Advani. She's connected with this shit network, connected with those Hath Gadiwalas. All hanging around outside Bangalore Club and Lavelle Road, known to the girl who was shape-shifting as Varsha Advani. The most useless network ever. When we have China involved in this shit, what do you expect? Listen, when you don't know anything, don't shoot your mouth off. Because you'll get a thrashing from an Advait place. And for all the dance drama crap that you've done on earth in this one birth, you don't have the strength to take it. But whether you do or you don't, and you call anybody discompassionate, nobody cares. You earn it, you fucking live it. You shit. That's it. Yeah, that's the crap associated with that crap. Total bloody sewer shit bacteria. Other than that, nothing. Like to save face? You shameless little rat. Hey, you garbage. And garbage is too good a state to call you garbage. You are parasite in pig shit. That's the only thing and the only existence, one of the 15 existences at Nuck that you are going to live now for eternity. Good earnings. Live it well. Go to bloody fucking earned hell. Bloody garbage. Not sure what this has got to do. Tony Fernandez, Rocky Fernandez, Blurt, J, Sonam Gauri, SEC, ZE. What is that supposed to be? I'm not J, I'm JA. Whose wealth was stolen when I was 1987. The ones who stole identity and they fully fledged stole identity in 1996, stealing my passport. Before that, they have taken some signatures of mine on blue plain paper, wearing the skin of my father. But something happened to my father and to my aunt or to my mom in 1987 is what the reading is saying. After that, whoever took my signatures and used it for their own schemes and scamming, they are the real perpetrators. If they are not found out, then everybody who supported them is going down underground with them. The only one who has a long-term association and who can steal are those who worked for our home. One is a driver called Muthuswamy. The other one is this Fernandez family. Then they could have gone on a recruitment drive. The other one who has a long-term association from the Mirchandani family to the Advani family is that part-time Kamwali Bai. Because she has worked first where? For Chitru's parents over the bridge at Marine Drive Sindhu building. Then she has presented herself at the Advani household, who is Chitru's in-laws' home. On the back of one Kamwali Bai committing suicide, who was working at our home for 3 years. But in that timeline, Suchitra Advani has apparently been murdered in 86. So did that woman who committed suicide go replace herself as Chitru Advani in Ramesh Advani's home? Where did she disappear? Connected with them are the two brown girls, one cheap boy who seems to be shape-shifting for Sanjeev Rajan Lekraj. It is going back to the nexus connected with the Fernandezes and with the driver. So don't tell me that Law and Order doesn't know how to sort these things. If you have supported it in the name of India's nation building, you steal 1 penny, you will have to give back 2 pennies. You steal in zillions, you'll have to give zillion times more the zillions stolen by you. तुम SM हो या जो कुछ भी है, you don't run the universe, and you are not the universal runner, not driver. There are many components in the lit realms. You'll be lucky if you make it to those realms. If you don't make it to those realms, then the lit realm of judges who run those realms are going to decide for you too. So my suggestion is, hold your horses, have a little patience. अपने आप तुमको तुम्हारा जगह पता चलेगा वक्त आने पे. The girl who got married to my first cousin is SM Krishna's daughter. So if SM was picked up to replace Mr. SM Krishna, the way you have done it so many times, in so many cases, तो फिर let it be, let time only tell who's going where. और जब होता है, जब नसीब तुमको एक हाथ लात चांटा लगा के तुमको तुम्हारे असली घर बेचता है, उस टाइम पे रोना नहीं है. Again we got beautiful rain happening. Just now started. I don't know SM, I know SM Krishna, and I don't know him. It's just that his daughter got married to my first cousin. My first cousin is very important to me, more than SM Krishna himself. Our relationships go back much earlier than new entries. I don't like things being spoilt in my setup. I don't appreciate it. Not for anything, not for anybody. Yeah, we're a happy family. Or without the extra dance drama. Her mother is a Hingorani lady from the Hingorani family, married to Anil Kapoor. So how do they get involved in this manner? I don't understand. The only exposure I had to China was that 5 weeks of so-called, sham. In 2002. Why was that place only chosen for a tour? Don't know. So there's a limit to how shameless and sick, shameless, toxic shit gets. Sick to the core. Sickos to the core. They did a fucking Reiki on the back of it. Bloody, I don't know, cheap people. You're cheap people, ugly cheap people. I don't see Paki over here. You keep insisting on Paki. What is it when you insist on Paki? You justify your stealing? Crime and criminal. तुम कुछ भी बकते जाओ. Every time you बकोफy, and there is lies in that बकना. लेकिन तू actually criminal है, rapist है, cheap है. तो जब तू मरेगा बॉडी से और जाएगा जीवित आत्मा बन के, वहाँ पे तू इतना हाथ लात नसीब तो छोड़, यम्मा और यमदूत तुमको मारते जाएंगे. फिर तू बनेगा क्या? बैक्टीरिया. तुझे पता है बैक्टीरिया का होता है? यू नो व्हाट जर्म्स आर? कीड़ा मकोड़ा टाइप्स, वो भी शिट के अंदर. वो तेरा घर. दैट्स ओनली वन टाइप ऑफ नर्क. कैनॉट वेस्ट माई टाइम टेलिंग यू हाउ मेनी 15-30 काइंड्स ऑफ नर्क्स देयर आर. जहाँ कहाँ तू जावे तो कीड़ा मकोड़ा ही बनेगा. बैक्टीरिया, पैरासाइट. That's all you are going to ever be till you don't pay off your debts. जब तक तुम तुम्हारा डेट्स को पे ऑफ नहीं करेगा, कोई तुमको अभी स्पेयर नहीं करने के है. So anyway, Tony Fernandez, Rocky Fernandez would never have gone in front of Sonam as themselves. They would have shapeshifted as somebody else she knows. Maybe a boyfriend, maybe standing in for a boyfriend, don't know. Costa, anybody. Not sure what this is. Blurt and grunt. These boys only have stood in for Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj. And then harassed Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj's father, Rajan Naren Lekhraj, and created massive problem for the real father of the real Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj. Because Sanjeev Lekhraj, I told you, is like a boor. At some point in time, he says he's like a bulldog, very poor ethics, cannot understand the energy. So he has a habit of like kind of grunting or then blurting, very poorly, very poorly behaved, I feel. Which for most part of it does not make sense for Sindhi type of living. I don't understand why we have so many undergraduates. I've done maximum amount of studies, not the normal 17 years, but another additional 3 4 years. Other than extra classes like coaching, I've not even counted my interior designing, whatever little I did for 2 years, or then what Jones Lang LaSalle sent me for what is it, real estate principles to Singapore to study, or then my little teacher training program. There's so many courses I've done. I've not even added it to my education. But I got more than 21, 22 years of education and I'm a postgraduate. Where does this undergraduate thing keep coming? Tracking me all the time. Whereas I've studied a lot more. Sonam, she knows any Juggy? That one boy was introduced to me. Short little thing, 5'6" in height. Fair face, long face. Small body, big booming voice. A car that is braking, talking about Porsches and Ferrari. Mannerless as hell. You know that chap? He works in Mandana. Unless this is Sadguru called Jagi Vasudev, but that is not right, not showing itself over here. Satguru. Now, what have you done here also? I'd like to understand. He's the only guru who talks about aliens. Is Shiva being an alien? This person J is a big problem, huh? She looks very different from all the skin she keeps wearing. All the stuff that is haywire is thanks to this woman. Everything is a massive scam. Nothing else. Tony Fernandez, Rocky Fernandez, Roika Sadhguru, Lux, B. Neem J. So Tony Fernandez for Elon Musk, Rocky Fernandez for Namo Namo. और क्या बोलना है? नरेंद्र मोदी एंड इलॉन मस्क, यही दो स्प्लिट होके गए हैं. They also fooled around in some way. Let's hope these guys are not shape-shifting for Jaggi Vasudev, Sadhguru. His ashram is pretty opulent compared to Shankar Mat. तो जहाँ जहाँ comfortable stay, वहाँ वहाँ चोर घुसे. Starting with Satya Sai Baba's ashram, then Amritanandamayi Mata's ashram. Jeff Bezos connected with Amritanandamayi Mata has to be something in 2009-10, where he was fooled on hearsay in the ashram grounds, then called to New Zealand, then done away with, then next his wife. Now Amazon.com has got added to India's economy, but to the criminal network. Neither the Indians will get it, nor the Americans, nor any decent human being. The criminals will keep it for themselves eventually. Same with the ELONMUSK firms called Tesla. But that is all capital intensive. वो पैसा आया कहाँ से? चोरी का माल? If you look at the actual business vis-a-vis how capital intensive those businesses are, other than the equity, what else is there to it? तो वो पैसा आया कहाँ से? If everywhere you've been knocking off proper people and putting criminals in their place to hold the stolen money, then why you'll leave the financial institutions? That'll be the first place you'll try to break and place your criminals in that whole setup. This lady is already gone. अब ये डुप्लीकेट माल है, वो हमको पता नहीं है, लेकिन जो ओरिजिनल है वो निकल चुकी है. I told you, she for 2 years, there are many people who have been CRISPR'd. They play football with the person. So all the shapeshifters come and stand in front of you in their nexus. Then they football you to the goal. Then if it is girls, they've been raped. That's called sex. Non-consensual, unconsensual sex. Before they are murdered and done away with. Because their replicas are 20 of them. From street signals to God only knows where they are picked up from. And they are more than happy to get out of the shitty life, to get into the experience of somebody else, whether they know or not that that person was murdered, raped, stolen from. That is questionable. Don't know, don't wish to comment, because it is the work of the military and the intelligence to actually sort it. Nobody else's job. Yes, the Saidis were stolen from. That was in your face where they openly fought for the seat. Primarily, what I'm understanding is this bunch with their network, RJs and juniors to them, hired by them for messing around as Narendra Modi, Elon Musk, ER people, Rohika Chagla Mistry. This is a duplicate, and I don't know what they did in the Sadhguru's setup. I'm not sure. He went in for like a brain surgery, right? To AIMS. What about Lex Fridman? Lex Fridman came to India. He came to India. Okay, good. Let's hope he's back in his home country safe and sound. And not somebody else went back for him. Yes, because how many times has Elon Musk gone on to what's your name? Joe Rogman and Lex Fridman. So that's Tony Fernandez sometimes or Rocky Fernandez sometimes, shape shifting in and out, or the nexus of Regina Pacis and Rocky Fernandez, Tony Fernandez for Elon Musk on the Fridman show and that Joe Rogan show. रोगन जो होता है रोगन जोश होता है फ्रॉम कश्मीर, जैसे हमारा गेरुआ जो होता है सैफरन स्ट्रेट फ्रॉम कश्मीर. she says she's been grabbed from. But the pendulum says that Rohika Chagla Mistry is been murdered, pulled off the grid and murdered. That also at Lunabla. I don't want to say that because she is, let her only say it. I will not come down to those levels. What did I tell you about the modus operandi of these people? When the original is alive, they create a lot of mess around that person, harass that person to the nth degree. Once they murder that person after having, if it's woman, many times raping the woman, whether she's married to another man, whether she's newly married to another man, whether she's single. Once they murdered her or have pulled her out of the circulation, they misuse her assets, her entire network's assets, and make her look like a victim. But victimizing her is the same one who's shape-shifting for her, replicating her. Did you understand Lex Fridman? Colossal.com or whatever it is for gene editing, re-engineering, unengineering, unediting genes. You got that company? Blacklist told you can wipe out an entire family and replace it with lookalikes. That is an encyclopedia of all the fucking crime that has ever happened. So let's repeat again. Unless you're not an original, you will not be harassed. If you are an original, you will be badly spoken about, also you will be harassed. Will outsiders know you are being harassed? No, they will not know about it. If they know about it, they are part of the 40% nexus of grabbers, stealers, rotten shit. That lie, that steal, that stole, and have lived off stolen blood money. Also, they are supportive of rape. They got very poor excuses talking about Britishers ruling India and all that crap for 200 years. But they're ethical shits. Don't know their ass from their fucking faces. So when they're going fucking the Americans up, they're still considering you British. When they're going screwing the Russians over, they're thinking of the British and the 200 years that the British so-called colonized India. That's because the ones who are doing this are not properly trained to do the job of governance, military, police, raw, etc., etc. The guys who are proper to do the job have been murdered, slaughtered, gotten rid of, and replicated only by actors with no common sense. Most of them are undergrads. Forget about doing a BA, BSc, BCom. These guys have dropped out at 11 and 12 and 10th standard. They have no qualification. Their acting also is not really acting skills. It is jumping into a bodysuit. It is crisping themselves. It is wearing the ego of people who were qualified but were slaughtered, murdered, gotten rid of. That's what's running most economies today. And the corporates. How difficult is difficult for you to understand? So only when the original is murdered, out of the way, underground, even if alive, but out of circulation, probably being raped somewhere that you don't know how to get to, because you're seeing somebody who's a lookalike of the original. Now the fucking lookalike is the one who starts talking about that being stolen, her harassed that way, her harassed that way. They primarily put you on the wrong track, send you on a fucking merry-go-round chase most times. And that's what's been happening last 25 years. While you are busy chasing God knows what, they are busy doing more damage, using the money that they have stolen, reinvesting it for more criminal activity of the same kind. And whenever they brought people like Mr. Bezos in, Jeff Bezos, they football him to a place convince him that he's meeting this one, meeting that, getting this evidence, can see this for himself. Then they trap those kind of people. They have already planned it. They already have 10 people waiting to stand in for him. Then they go for the wife. Then they go for the assets. Listen, idiot. If I am eating pickle, I'll smell of pickle. I'm not used to deodorant, I'll have that smell. You don't decide for me who I am. Based on bloody fucking foul play on bloody You don't know vice changer? You don't know morphing? You don't know artificial intelligence? What you are depending on? I am going to teach you people a lesson the day you leave your body. Me and many people like me. I don't know what this is, but some trance connected with Tony Fernandez, SL. I would say this is Rocky Fernandez and Tony Fernandez standing in for SL, or somebody from their component, from their background, having shapeshifted for SL, screwing SRL's real father NRL over completely. People who can build their businesses don't need to steal. To start with, ethics, morals is very important. According to the Sindhi, at the most the crime is to save taxes, but will not ever dare harm somebody else. Forget about by free will, not even by mistake they will try. You know why? Because they know that according to the law of karma, if they need to keep their head above water and keep growing, they'd rather focus on the dharma karma connected with the Guru Granth Sahib of the Gurudwara, or then just the law of karma. They'd rather spend time earning the money, being with their family members, being with their family friends, building that network, enjoying life and keeping it amongst ourselves. I don't think we are interested in the extras. What do we say about this kind of a background which has only stolen identity? No matter whether you say it's raw, whether you say it's ER, it is nobody's business to do that. And any military that supports it is not worthy of being called military. You are equivalent then to the criminal. And if you are equivalent to the criminal, you are going to be joining them according to the earnings, because dharma karma for the military, for law and order keepers and workers, is not to be the criminal. It is to catch the criminal. So anyway, you know who you put into a trance. I am the ox. But I am a postgraduate. I am not an undergraduate for sure. I am JA. I am not an undergrad. I am a postgrad. You, Rocky Fernandez, Tony Fernandez, SL. Gur means sweet. ER. Connected with EM's team. Connected with Gates IBM. Put J, the ox, in a trance. But she's undergrad. But she's not JA. I'm JA. I'm JAYA.ADVANI. I'm a postgrad. I'm Jaya Kaniyalal Hukumat Rai Gurmukh Das Advani. My signatures were taken on blue plain paper by my father after 87, 88, 89 sometime. Kela Shanti at that time said, you should never give if anyone asks you for signatures, don't ever give it. But I gave it, it's my father. How can I tell him no, I'm a minor? He's asking me, he says you sign on these blank papers, I've done it. And it was blue blank paper in 88, 89. Now if your father he's the captain of the house, he's the head of the house. And it is his money, he's earned it. So if he says you need to sign on these papers, we'll sign it. We're kids. Now did that get misused, then you need to come meet me. You want to do trance of me, you do it. I don't mind. Except that was misused by the criminal, you need to find the bloody criminal. 1 minute. All this is throwing light on things. That means that criminal is still doing damage. He's gone all the way to Russia. He's come to America. Lex Fridman, it makes no sense having people like you. Nobody wants to watch a cheap show. Either you sort things out, don't mess it up. The ELONMUSK is no more. There is an ELONMUSC. How many people have lost their lives is not a joke. Okay? Here also Lex Fridman, we are not even getting FRIDEMAN, we are getting FRITMAN. Fritters. अब किसी को जो लॉली भेज रहा है रस्तों पे, व्हाट हॉट डॉग वाले को उठा के लेक्स फ्रिडमैन बना दिया है. कुछ भी बन सकता है. Anybody can become anything on the back of shape shifting and re-engineering of genes. But Lex Fridman, the original guy, will have his own hunar, he'll have his own abilities. Just giving his ET to somebody you just picked up, in case he is the hot dog seller. Say, come, stand in over here. Hot dog seller says, oh, okay, I'm standing in the sun for how many years and only selling hot dogs? And there's nothing. Here he's offering me a nice coveted position. I'll be sitting in an AC office. I will get some respect. I'll be better liked than being the hot dog seller on the road. I'm getting extra money also. Who will say no? They'll say yes. They'll go and do the job. But are they really qualified? No, they're not qualified. Does it add more of a twist in the investigation? Very much so. But in the twist, who suffers more and who benefits more? Obviously, the criminals are benefiting more. So why hand it to them? Whatever it is, you didn't put me in a trance for sure. I had 3 near-death experiences on my own in Suman Towers. Never under trance. What you are placing buzzers in my body for? I am a postgraduate. I went to Queensland University of Technology. I did my MBA myself. Ask about Gary. I don't want to say anything, but he was the only decent professor over there. Turns out he also likes men better. That was 1996 batch. That's what they said. He was hanging around in the pubs with his partner. Okay, I think enough now. Now we are closing this. We'll see later on in the evening what we're going to do. If I have to time it, I think better to call it a day. It's now afternoon time, siesta time. 14:15 is when we're shutting this off. Okay, we could be back in the evening.